God damn it. God damn it, Oda. I fucking knew it. God damn it. God damn it. God damn. I've been telling you guys, like I said, when shit, who was it? It was with the fly. I think it was the flying fish when they did Sanji's sketch. You know, that's when Sanji confronted the dude over a sketch. But when they did Sanji's sketch, I kept saying this ain't right. All the other Straw Hats have actual pictures. Oda's doing something with Sanji. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Where's all this going? Then you get to this chapter. You get to this chapter, and right away, I noticed when they said it. They said, whoa, Sanji's poster isn't a sketch anymore. Bounty 177 million berries. And I'm like, okay, they got his picture. They got that obscene, obnoxious, lovesick look on his face. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, damn, Oda really went for it, right? Oda really decided to put his face out there. And I'm like, okay, we'll get to see what Oda's been planning with this. Because again, I don't think that that's by mistake. And sure enough, at the end of the chapter, in the last panel, they say, hey, why does his name only say alive? Who the fuck is Sanji? Who the fuck is Sanji? Like, who the fuck is Sanji, yo? Like, that's interesting. Because look at it from this perspective, right? Look at it from this perspective. So, everybody else in the crew is wanted dead or alive, okay? Let's take this another step further. When the fuck have you seen somebody want to have a pirate brought in alive? If I'm not mistaken, even Roger had a dead or alive stuff and they executed his ass. If you're a pirate, you get put to fucking death. Period. So, let's just go another step further, okay? The only other time we've seen the world government pull something like this is back in Marineford, okay? So when you go back to Marineford, they had Ace brought in, and if I'm not mistaken, Ace said dead or alive as well, but once they found out that Ace was Roger's son, they put on a spectacle for his ass. They put on a spectacle. They wanted everybody to know that, okay, I'm going to get this dude put to death. But then they took things a step further. They made it known that Luffy was Dragon's son as well. This has the makings for a real plot point. This has the makings for a real plot point. And because Oda set this shit up so far back when the Straw Hats all got their bounty, I'm really wondering if Oda's about to seize on this shit now. Because this would be a nice little side arc. This would be a nice side arc, but the way Oda usually writes shit is probably going to be... He's probably going to make this an arc. Because, I mean, we saw this with Usopp when Usopp left the crew. We saw it with Nico Robin when Nico Robin had her past and she left. We saw it with Nami when she had her issues and she left. You know, Frankie had his all in the same fucking arc in Water 7. Because, you know, Frankie affiliated but didn't really want to join, was walking away. We haven't really seen Sanji leave yet. We haven't seen Sanji. We haven't seen Zoro leave. Those are really the only two. I mean, Chopper, whatever. Chopper got taken away from the crew. I guess you could kind of count that during the Foxy Pirates arc. That you could kind of count that. Brook, when Brook was dealing with the stuff with his soul, he kind of went rogue at that point too, because he was fighting the Ryuma characters. I mean, Sanji and Zoro are the only two. Sanji and Zoro are the only two. And like I've already said, I feel like Zoro's going to end up breaking from Luffy if he feels like Luffy's not taking shit too seriously. I feel like that is something that might happen, but Sanji, I don't know. And again, I mean, it kind of fits. Like I said, it really feels as if the Straw Hats at one point have all deterred away from Luffy at a certain point in the story. And that's what happens when you have a crew of people who can, all in their own rights, be leaders. All in their own rights, they're leadership material. Each of these Straw Hats could run their own crew. So, I mean, this is... Wow. Wow. I mean, this chapter this chapter, I will say this. When it comes to this chapter, once again, Oda is continuing to set stuff up. It starts off with the diversion stuff where, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. King Riku's building statues of Luffy, and we got one of Usopp, and I mean that's cool. I mean, King Riku is making a speech to the people. You see Rebecca and Princess Manchuri going out, and they're interacting with the people. The Tontadas are known to everyone in the kingdom now. I mean, really, really cool. But then you get this monologue with Doflamingo after Fujitora is basically told, like, hey, man, if you just make right with Akainu, if you just make right with him, you know, you can go back to the base. And he's like, no, I'll bring in Straw Hat and I'll bring in Law. And what I found interesting about that, is when you look at what Doflamingo's saying, he's just like, look, I don't think you guys know how badly you fucked up. And at first I'm thinking, okay, he's talking about Kaido. I'm like, all right, makes sense. I mean, Kaido's a big-ass motherfucker. Makes total sense. But then, when he starts breaking down all the different parties involved, it just confirms something I've been saying for a while now. Oda's setting up another war. Oda's setting up the war. Like, when you have CP0, who are like the secret agents of the world government, like they're a step above CP9. When you have CP0 and one of their leaders looks like he's Rob Lucci all over again, and hell, it might even be Rob Lucci, but I remember seeing Rob Lucci on the cover pages. He's still with CP9. But here's the thing. He flat out says, he says, who rules this stretch of water? Is it one of the four emperors of the sea? Let's just take out who rules this stretch of water. Because Oda, the way he foreshadows, he places foreshadowing within foreshadowing. Like, you have the four emperors, you have the seven warlords, you have Luffy and his generation, so that's three. That's three right there. You have the navies, and now this is a four-sided war. You have the Revolutionary Army, that's a five-sided war. And the way Doflamingo's talking, all the people with the name of D could form their own alliance, but I mean, that gets tricky once you take in the Blackbeard. So now you have a potential six-sided war, maybe even seven-sided, if you take on the Celestial Dragons being their own separate thing, because they're going to view the world government as being expendable. And when you take it into the fact, the whole thing with the Poneglyphs and the knowledge that Nico Robin's people had, and the fact that Nico Robin, every time there's been a Poneglyph, she stumbled across it, she's piecing everything together. Dragon was interested in it. I'm really wondering if the One Piece is going to be tied into that. I'm wondering if that's going to be tied into that information that Nico Robin's people in O'Hara came up with. I'm wondering if that's going to start the war. I'm really wondering if that war might be the war to end all wars. And it's something, I mean, it's something if you look at what Shonen Jump has done with a lot of series, they usually end things on the note of a war arc. Even with Yu Yu Hakusho, they avoided a war, and this is Togashi's series, but they avoided a war by having a tournament. I don't think that's going to happen here because, I mean, the Colosseum battles are basically a tournament. But, I mean, Oda's setting something up here. Oda's setting this up because Doflamingo's too confident. He's like, look, I want the daily paper. I want to see this shit when this shit goes down. And he's almost talking as if, like the Navy at some point is going to need him. And this is the thing, right? If he goes to Impel Down, I really want to see his interactions with Magellan. I really want to see his interactions with Magellan because, I mean, that could be really, really good. That could be really good. I think their personalities are kind of hit, but at the same time, it looks like people from Kaido's crew look like they're gonna be trying to spring Joker. Looks like they're gonna be trying to spring Doflamingo, man. I mean, Oda set so much up in this, and then if you just look at it, there's more foreshadowing on there. And I have a question too. See, this is the thing. Like now, if you look at it, Luffy's whole crew has a VV card at some point. Because if I'm not mistaken, that big Humpty Dumpty bitch from shit, what was it? The island with the zombies. The big Humpty Dumpty bitch. I can't think of her name. It's the one that Sanji I think Sanji was supposed to marry her or some shit, or and like the guy kidnapped Nami. Thriller Bark, the big Humpty Dumpty bitch from Thriller Bark. She gave Nami her Vivre card. And Nami's nowhere there while they're going through, they're getting these cards. That's probably nothing, but at the same time, it's just like, we know that those cards point to different places and everything. So, Nami's got her own cards. I mean, I guess that could mean like Nami's getting her own side thing maybe, because she is a navigator, and they made it a point to say that, you know, Sanji and them have Nami, and I mean, who knows? Who knows? That might be something. Might be overthinking it. But everyone that's a part of this Straw Hat Alliance, you know, the main crew leaders, you know, they all have the Vivre paper. And what makes me think about it is how the world government said bring Sanji in alive. So let's just look at what Luffy in the paper. It took Oda, what, 400 chapters to pay off Ace giving him, or maybe 300 chapters, I don't remember. I think Marineford, if I'm not mistaken, Marineford War was, like, God. Marineford was probably around volume 53. So, I mean, this is something, I think Alabasta took place, like, in the teens. So, I mean, it took Oda years to build up towards paying off the Vivre card for Luffy and Ace. But now we know that they want to bring Sanji in alive. And Luffy's the son of Dragon. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing. I wonder if maybe Luffy gets caught and the Straw Hat Alliance ends up having a fight, and they end up having a fight in order to get Luffy. It basically be recreating the whole thing with the warlords, where Whitebeard was a warlord, and he had this huge battalion of people come to Marineford to fight for Ace. Luffy has the same thing, and they put so much emphasis on saying, if you ever need us, if you ever get in trouble, we'll come. I mean, that could be the same thing. I mean, when you look at it, Luffy now has enough firepower to go up against one of these warlords. I mean, again, I think that they probably have like more in sheer numbers. They have more in sheer numbers, but I mean, Luffy has a lot of fucking soldiers now. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting just to see where Oda kind of takes this, man. And I want to close out by saying I did think it was pretty cool how Bartolomeo basically has a clan, or excuse me, not a clan. I'm thinking about Naruto, man. That's what I get for working on Naruto videos for. I shoot this shit, man. So that's like having everything on one channel. At one point, you end up mixing shit. You end up mixing shit, man. Like, I started out making this channel Kryptonian Saiyan, and now I talk about mostly anime. Like, god damn it. Like, the most I upload is Naruto and One Piece. I do One Piece 5 days out the week, and I do Naruto on this channel 4 fucking days out the week. Like, Jesus. But here's the thing, though, right? I thought it was pretty cool that, you know, Bartolomeo has a whole crew of Luffy fanboys. Because, you know, when Usopp's just like, man, they're all like this. I thought that was pretty hilarious, man. But I want to know from you guys, man, like, out of all the things that I pointed out that Oda potentially set up, which one do you think is going to pay off first? But, as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.